program do not necessarily represent the positions of WMBS Radio.
Don't stop thinking about tomorrow. Don't stop, it'll soon be here. It'll be better than before. Yesterday's gone, yesterday's gone.
Well, thank you, TJ. Welcome to Democratic Hour on WMBS, 590 AM, 101.1 FM. Our telephone number is 724-438-4593. Guys, almost forgot the number. And I look to my right, the one and only Joe Petrucci. You're batting as a substitute hitter today since it's the first day of the Pittsburgh Pirates home opener.
You pulled me off the JV.
Well, I'm pulling him off the JV. Doc, welcome to the show.
Good to be here.
Rich is not here, believe it or not. He is at the ball game. So it's a big day in Pittsburgh. And T, we always start the show out, and we're going to see where we're going with this.
We always do.
I can't wait to hear this one.
You're ready.
I'm ready.
You know what's coming.
Oh, there's my man Justin. I know he's
Here
in
he
the ball
is.
game.
Oh, gee.
Oh, T, that's good, brother. Everybody, it's right, Joe. You're a baseball fan, Doc. Anybody played it, listen to it. It's a good time of the year.
Sure is. Hope springs eternal.
Oh, there you go.
Is Rich with Justin? Probably.
If he is, Joe will be here permanently. Yeah, Rich is at the ball game, and Rich enjoys baseball. He lived in Chicago for a good while, and anybody who ever traveled to different places, Wrigley Field is one of a kind.
Yeah.
It's an old baseball stadium, and it's good. You know, Pirates playing their home opener. They bring the top baseball prospects today, Joe, right?
Man, how can this kid never played a day in the major leagues, and they gave him how much, Huck?
It was a big contract.
9-year contract. I hope he don't turn into a 210 hitter.
Well, we're going to find out. But it's a good day, and you got the NFL draft coming, so there's a lot of things going on in Pittsburgh. So, guys, I don't know where to start the show out. There's so many things. You know, we do a show on Friday. You know, you write some notes down from last night, and Doc, you've seen it, and I know Joe's seen it. Any listeners going to be calling in or listening to the show. Unfortunately, we had a airplane that went down, F-15, and I think, I don't want to get this wrong, but I think they rescued one of the pilots already. And I hope that's the truth, and I hope there's nothing with the other pilot.
Yeah, they did get one guy so far.
And again, you know, me as a veteran, it's ironic Joe and I were out today in a small community down at Newell, PA. They have a tradition, Joe, and what were we eating today?
We were eating smelts. There was a lot of Italian guys there.
So I seen someone, had an individual had a hat on that had Afghanistan and Iraq war. And I asked him, I introduced myself, and he introduced himself to me, and I said, this is between you and I for now. I said, what is your feelings, what's going on? He said, George, I'm totally against what's going on. And we're starting another war. This is our 5th week. Everybody, we're talking $1 billion a day, right? A week, $1 billion a week. A day? Yeah. So we're talking right now, and it'd be close to $40 billion. Now imagine what we could do with $40 billion in this country. I know there's a lot of programs out there this current administration is taken away. But again, you lost 13 American soldiers and over 200 wounded. And if he puts boots on the ground, sad as it is. And speaking of that, I'm going to try to be on good behavior. Today is Good Friday. Doc and Joe, if you watched it, I didn't personally watch the original broadcast, but I did catch it on replay. He had some of the religious leaders into. Did you see at the White House?
Yeah, I saw it, unfortunately.
I missed it.
Well, you didn't miss anything, and I'm going to be brief what I say because I don't want to offend anybody. One of them, his religious, it was a female, compared the sufferings of Donald Trump. She compared him to Jesus Christ, what he's going through. And that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to say any more. But that's the stuff that's going on. And, of course, this past Wednesday, I do believe he went to Supreme Court to be the first sitting president ever was seated to hear an argument in front of the Supreme Court. I guess he went there to intimidate some of his. I know he made some comments. There are some good ones. There are some bad ones. And Joe, any comments on that?
Well, yeah, he tried to intimidate him, but I think that even the ones that really like him, well, especially Alito and Thomas, I think it's going to be 9-0 against Trump on this one. All you have to do is read the first two lines in the 14th Amendment to the Constitution, and it's cut and dry.
Before we grab his caller, I guess Pam Bondi, who's no longer with us. And before we get this call, go ahead, Joe, so I pick this up. So if I can. I have something special here for everybody. Let's see if this works. We're going to do this.
You did it, huh?
That's what Trump did to her. So you get in a limo, that's what happens, right? He firing females, right? He hadn't fired the mill yet.
Yeah.
That's it, Pam Bondi. So that's the second one. So she'll never ride in that limo again to the Supreme Court.
Yeah,
But
he'll
again,
give-
that's what happened.
Let's
Let's
give her a
grab.
cushy job.
Yeah, she probably found one already, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's see who we got, guys.
Good job getting that iPad to work.
Well, I thank you.
Surprised me, huh?
Good afternoon. You're on the air. Who we speaking to?
Hi, it's Marcy. How are you doing?
Hey, Marcia, how are you?
Oh, pretty good. I have a quick comment about the Supreme Court
Please.
and Trump.
Please share with us.
They will never secede power to him. They will give him power over everyone else, but when it comes up to him button heads with them, they will choose them. No matter how he put them into office, they will choose their own power. So he can push them so far, but they're not going to let him have power over the Supreme Court. They're too arrogant for that. But anyway, one of the reasons I called in about immigration is that I happened to run across a meme that it was a protest sign, and it made comments that immigrants Trump always picks immigrants as wives. And right now, with the Supreme Court and the birthright citizenship issue, he really doesn't have a lot of room to talk. Now, granted, his kids had an American citizen father, and they were born on American soil. But 4 of his kids were born to women who were not citizens when they were born.
Wow.
So, and not only that, our Epstein visa FLOTUS, she was not a citizen when Barron was born, and then she brought her entire, her mother and father over on chain migration. So the hypocrisy is expected, but it's still stunning. I went ahead and looked up everything. There's even a lot of questions about whether Melania entered the country legally. She was here to visit, but she worked as a model. And I'm sorry, you don't give Einstein visa to models. And she ended up getting an H-1B, which is another one they don't want anybody to have. It's just amazing. And not only that, does anybody know that Marco Rubio has birthright citizenship? So,
I didn't know that.
Yes, yes.
Rubio's parents came
from Cuba, right?
They
Right.
Yeah, they fled the Castro
Right.
regime, and Rubio, in his entire career, has been anti-Cuba.
Right, right. I mean, you know, if you look at the demographics down in Florida, with the Cuban community, they almost are a solid Republican voting bloc.
Not
and
anymore.
I hope so. I hope people are starting to wake up and see the fruits of you know, they got sold a line of garbage that has never come to fruition. It's kind of like a lot of the other promises that Republicans make. and never keep. And people vote for them for a long time in the hopes that they will see, lower taxes or whatever, but it never comes to them. It's always to the wealthy group. But anyway, that's that. I have one more comment. If anybody is really interested about some truthful information on immigration and drug smuggling into this country, I recommend, and I can't believe I'm saying this because they're libertarians, which are essentially Republicans who smoke dope, but the Cato Institute has some white papers, very recent, within the last year or two, about how fentanyl is smuggled into the United States, and it is not by immigrants, it is by Americans, for Americans to make money, and it comes in container ships and buried in cars that are brought into the country. It's not immigrants. And the other thing, they have several really good white papers on the economic effect of both documented and undocumented immigrants. Between, I think, 1996 and 2023, they contributed, I think, $3 trillion, and I might be wrong. No, $14.5 trillion in a fiscal surplus to state and federal governments between 1994 and 2023.
So
that is money they did not take from the government. That is money they contributed.
So if anybody wants to look this up, Morris, where they need to go?
Cato.org, C-A-T-O. I'll put the link in a comment on live, if I can.
You can.
But they have lots of white papers, and the other thing, they have a paper on rates of incarceration between documented and undocumented immigrants and citizens.
Morris, before we let you go, I got to ask you. I know you were at the No Kings rally. I didn't get to thank the individuals who were there, and of course, with Tracy Wilson's group, the Fayette County Democratic Women. It was a good turnout. I'm glad we're seeing younger individuals there,
Yes.
and I'm hoping more people in the future do come down.
Right. I feel really bad because I don't think younger people who don't have the connection to mid-century history in America that we do not understand the danger the country is in. And the other thing that just breaks my heart, I think about the sacrifices made by our founding fathers and generations of soldiers to preserve what the founding fathers gave us. And people throw it away because they can't get beyond reality TV type information gathering. It's sad, and but I think we can turn it around. I think he has gone way too far this time.
Morris, I know you spent some time in the service, and I was telling my sister the other day it was hard to believe that your dad, World War II veteran, lived to be over 100, if I'm not mistaken.
He was 101 and a half.
Now, you imagine what he would be saying today, what's going on here with this current president of the United States. It's appalling to me. And
you know what? I have a sign that I put out in my yard that says December 7th, 1941, September 11th, 2001, and January 6th, 2020, or whatever year it was. Because just thinking about that, those are all attacks on our foundations. Some came from without, and some came from within. And maybe I'm a stupid, sentimental old fool, but I was inspired by Kennedy's and Roosevelt's and people who cared for the people of America despite their wealth or their position. It was about making government work for the American people, not to take as much money and scoot. Because that is what's happening right now. They are raiding the Treasury, giving away the contracts to friends and family members and all the people who contribute to the ballroom and whatever. They are selling America bit by bit.
I totally agree with you. Marcy, we're going to grab a call.
Yeah, you do that. Have a
Happy
good
Easter.
weekend. Happy
Likewise to
Easter.
you and your family.
I'm going to go eat some green onions and ham.
Well, invite us over. You might have some company. And that's Marcy giving her comments, what's going on. T, we have another caller?
We do. Good afternoon. You're on the air. Who we speaking to?
This is Beth McGee. How are you
Hey,
doing?
Beth,
George?
how are you? Good, Beth.
I'm doing all right. Hey, I wanted to get this out. A friend of mine received an email from a mother of a sailor on the USS Tripoli, and I just wanted to read it for you
Please.
and get the word out. It says, our son is on the USS Tripoli, and many families at the post office were lined up to get care packages sent to their sailors on this ship. We personally spent over $2,000 in care packages for our son and to share with his crew. Now we're getting told they won't receive any mail until after they get back home from war. The ship's store is low on supplies. They do not have enough for everyone on board, so families are desperately trying to get supplies mailed to them in care packages just to replenish what the Navy is failing to do. Now our money is wasted and our sailors will suffer. They need basic hygiene items. Shame on our government for not getting our mail delivered to our sailors who are in war. They have been disowned, and this is unacceptable. Please share this story and have everyone call their senators and state reps to complain that our sailors have a right to get their mail and their care packages to contain photos of family to help get them through this horrible war, and hygiene items like shampoo, razors, toothbrushes, and toothpaste and deodorant. Like, seriously, how pathetic can this get? Send our kids to war and make them suffer. I'm extremely angry, and I know we are not the only ones trying to get care packages to that ship. Spread the story to everyone, and please pray for all of our military. Thank you. Bless our troops. From a worried sailor mom.
What did,
So,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
so I just wanted to get that out there, that these kids are being sent out there. They're running out of stores. They're not getting shore leave. They're not getting care packages from home or word from home. And
Well, you know, the
you
sad
know-
part, Beth, you bring up an excellent point, and of course, that's on a ship. I remembered how important it was for me. It made me feel better when I got a letter from my mother or a care package when I was in Vietnam, like a lot of them did. It might take 7 days, but in 2026, everything that concerned mother, a lot of mothers and fathers are concerned about what's going on there. Beth, we appreciate it, and we appreciate your comments about what's going on with the war in the Middle East.
Do you remember what Barack Obama said in one speech? He said, don't get mad, vote. Vote. That's how you.
And we got a
take
primary coming, just like Marcy said, and Beth, and I've said it, and Doc, and all our listeners. Pick up the phone, give our congressman we haven't seen. We did see, we're hoping the next congressman here in our district today. He was out campaigning, and he'll be out campaigning, and we need to get out to vote. And here even locally, and I've said it last week, I'll say it this week. We got some major projects pending in here in western Pennsylvania. One of them's actually down here in the corner. It's in West Virginia. It's maybe projects over $1 billion, and we got a legislator's concerned that she might offend somebody if she doesn't speak on behalf of a power line going through part of Fayette County. And people, you know, anybody who works in this industry, when we were building Fort Martin and Hatfield and Duke Energy and Shawville and Homer City, when you built those facilities, you have to build transmission lines for this electrics that are being generated. We'd be living in a Stone Age today if you didn't have transmission line. So my big question is, If this thing was built in Fayette County, I wonder if Charity would agree to it. And I'm going to say, no, she wouldn't agree to it.
Well, has she ever agreed to anything that she's voted on?
Not that I'm aware of. And like I said last week, she voted against raising the minimum wage. And I'm not against wages because I did work for a union, proud
Yeah,
union.
but she's taking her pay
Oh, absolutely.
and getting her a 3% COLA every year.
You know, wages here for our state legislators are $113,000, Doc, and they'll go up January 1st of 2027.
I think the last minimum wage raise in Pennsylvania was what?
I do believe I have it here, Joe. It was 2009.
Yeah,
2009.
minimum wage hasn't been raised
Nope.
since then.
Nope.
But she'll take hers and vote no against everything else.
Yep.
I don't think she ever voted for anything that
Benefits the
benefits
constituents.
our county.
You know, it's a shame. And she'll, again, if you're against raising the minimum wage, come out. You like to be on Facebook. You like to get your photo ops. And this is what you're doing. Let's see what this caller has on their mind.
Good afternoon. You're on the air. Who we speaking to?
You're speaking to Sylvia.
Hey, sister.
Hey, brother, there's so much on my mind, I don't know where to start.
Well, you follow.
Let's start with the $1.5 trillion in the 2027 budget.
That's what I just
That
heard
Donald
before we came
Trump-
on the show.
Yeah.
Say that again.
That's
Trillion, folks.
1.5 trillion, which is a 40% increase he wants in military spending. Now, where do you think he's going to get some of this money from?
I bet you're going to tell us.
He's going to cut domestic programs by
Exactly.
10% in order to pay for some of this. But there's also 152 million in this budget to turn Alcatraz back into a prison. It hasn't been open for 60 years, and he wants a federal prison, and he wants to spend taxpayer dollars to reopen Alcatraz.
You know what, Sylvia? I hope he builds that ark so the first time we get a Democrat president in there, we can tear it down.
Well, do you know that this humble man has more pictures of himself in the White House and banners in Washington, D.C., and his name on the Kennedy Center and his Peace Corps and everything else? And we're paying for all of that. But I'm with you. I hope the first person that comes in after takes down all that gaudy gold that he has.
Well, his name's
In
going to
the
be
White
on the paper money now.
Dollar bill.
What do you think,
I
Doc?
heard,
Yeah.
I hate to tell you this, guys, but I heard a lot of people planning to put some remarks above his name on the dollar bill. that won't be kind, we'll put it that way.
Well,
But-
when you write on it, don't they take it out of
Circulation.
Circulation.
Yeah, well, every
yeah,
time
Over the
yeah.
years, we've probably seen one or two, right, Doc? Over the years, something we can't say on
Yeah.
air is written
Yeah.
on a
Trust me,
dollar bill.
I've worked in a bank. It'll be passed along a long time before it's taken out of circulation.
Mhm.
But, and the other thing is, this war in Iran, I don't know if you guys just saw a fighter jet just got
Yes.
shot down.
Yeah.
Okay, one of the pilots
Was
has
rescued.
been recovered, but we don't know where the other one is.
I
So-
thought they didn't have any weapons. I thought they were all gone. According
Yeah.
to Trump, right?
I
But he
don't-
told us.
Who knows?
Well,
Which
according-
lie do you want to believe today?
Well, you know,
But-
if he opens his mouth, a lie's coming out. So what are you going to believe?
Oh,
Yeah.
someone had asked me if I was going to listen to his 19 minutes that he gave us the other day. And I said, no, that's 19 minutes of lies I don't need to hear. And now we have a problem with the fertilizer in this country, and it's planting season for the farmers.
Tell them where the fertilizer comes from.
Right, and from Iran, and I just saw a farmer on TV just explaining how much this is going to cost her and what she's going to have to do in order to pay for this. And she's talking about selling off some of her equipment. So I was hoping that maybe Sean from the mountains would call in and explain to people why the price of all their groceries are going to go up eventually. You may not see it right away.
Well, they should have asked
This
that
woman-
farmer if she voted and who she
Yeah.
voted for.
Yeah, well,
That's a very good
fertilizer's
question.
a byproduct of natural gas.
Isn't it
And-
not a major source, at least of the raw materials, potash, to make for Canada? And so if they're clobbered by the tariffs there, it's going to go up
Yeah.
prohibitively,
Yeah.
and the farmers need it. It's needed.
Since you
And I
brought up
have another-
farmers, I'm sorry, but since
No, I
you
was
brought up
just saying-
farmers, Trump gave $25 billion to Argentina. Argentina is a beef producing country.
Yeah.
And where do you think that beef's getting sold?
Right here,
And who is that hurting?
our local farmers.
That's right.
Hey,
And who are the
and then
farmers
he's
still
gonna-
going to vote for?
right.
They're
and
still
then
going
he's
to vote
gonna tell you-
Republican, no matter what.
Yeah. He's going to tell you how we have to bail them out. All these policies have created all this problem, but then we're going to have to bail them out.
Well, Sylvia,
And the other thing is, what do you think is going to happen to Pam Bondi being subpoenaed about the Epstein files now that she is looking for a job?
Well, she has to go.
according to everybody
As
we hear,
private-
we're going to find out if she will. I know
She will.
doggone well, Doc, you or any of our listeners get subpoenaed. You know what happened. We wouldn't show up.
Well,
Yeah,
she'll be
but
a-
Jim
she'll be a
Jordan didn't
private
show up.
citizen.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, so who knows? So there you go. We might never know anything about the Epstein files because she's gone too. So who do you think is next? Is Tulsi Gabbard next?
Well, he's picking on a female, so you haven't let a male go yet, has he?
You know what's amazing? He got rid of two black generals
Yes.
and two female generals. I
And
didn't see any. I
Hexed
didn't
just
see any white
Hexed-
generals getting canned.
Well, Hexa just got rid of
But no
somebody now.
explanation of why
Yeah,
they
today.
demotions, you know.
I know Doc said
Either
earlier.
demotion, or they just canceled their plan for, or they were cleared for promotion, and
Right.
said to make it really insulting, and ones even that were cleared by the panels, these probably under review for a year or more by the military panels, right?
Yeah.
And they study, and okay, finally we're going to sign them on, and here's the promotions that should occur, and they're blocked those.
You know, now he said 2 more weeks. Last week was 1 more week, 2 more weeks. Strait of Hormuz, we're not going to do anything. We'll let somebody else take it over. They could have all the oil. The man is, like you said, thank the good Lord it is Good Friday today,
So
sister,
now we
because I
have
may
to-
say something.
We have to pray very cautiously, regular, because we have a window of 3 to 4 weeks that we hope he doesn't come up with some other excuse to go put boots on the ground. Correct? That's the worry.
I think the only reason he went to war was to get away from the Epstein problem. And I
Do
don't
you
put that
remember what
past
he
him.
said?
You
Do you
know,
remember what
what
he
does he
said
care?
about Obama?
Right.
It had
Yeah,
to
do
be
you
one
remember
of the
what he-
reasons.
Go ahead. Say what he said about former President Obama.
I mean, I don't know exact words about what the situation was, but if you remember, he said, I wouldn't put it past President Obama to start a war.
Oh, yeah.
Just
Yeah, I
to get
remember him
around it.
saying that. Yes.
There is
But
no
I don't
shame in the
remember.
game. Sylvia, we're going to grab
Right.
another caller. We appreciate it.
Okay, George. I'll
Thank
see
you.
you on Sunday.
I'll see you on Easter.
Yeah.
T, we got another caller?
We do.
See what we got, guys.
Good afternoon. You're on the air. Who we speaking to?
This is Jesse.
Jesse, what's up, Jesse?
Yeah, hey, George, I know people are tired of hearing about the Epstein file, but I'll tell you one thing. Somewhere in the Epstein file is the name of the murderer of Epstein.
Probably. Yeah.
Yes. Hey, this man did not kill himself.
What?
There was guards supposed to be watching him. Now it's suicide watch. I know what I'm talking about. My son works at a federal prison for the Justice Department, and he had to watch prisoners that were on suicide watch. He wasn't sitting outside the cell and falling asleep. He had to go in the cell and stay with him in the cell.
Just
Just as on a high-profile person like Epstein, you don't leave him alone and not at least put him on a monitor and watch him to hang himself or something, which he didn't hang himself. He was murdered. And somewhere in that file is the name of the person responsible for the murder, and I don't have to tell you who it is.
and cameras weren't working. The guards were sleeping, right?
No, yes. Exactly. And the American public is so stupid, it's unbelievable. Hey, George, my cousin lives in Germany, and before the last election, he called me up and he said, is the American people stupid enough to elect him president again? And I plainly told him, yes, they're stupid enough to elect him again.
And they did.
And they did. But no, this is just ridiculous. He's been in the office for 1 year, and there's nothing but chaos through the whole world. Not only our country, but the whole world is full of chaos.
Well, just we're now a dictatorship. Look at
Yes. Hey,
it. What else could you
I know
describe?
what I'm talking about. My uncle served in the U.S. Army, including my dad, during World War II. I also had uncles serving under Adolf Hitler during World War II.
Look what he's done to our NATO. I mean,
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought these people, it's ridiculous what he's doing. He's making everybody an enemy. Everybody an enemy. That's why people hate America so much. Trust me. They hate America and they hate Israel. And what's going to happen, George, they're trying to say, oh, Iran has a weapon or making a weapon and all this stuff. They've been doing this for years, and it's just Jewish propaganda. And all it is what's going to happen at the end result of this, George, is Iran is going to buy a nuclear bomb from another country. You can just about tell who it may be.
North
one
Korea.
of the two major powers. They're going to buy a bomb, and they're going to drop it on Israel and blow it off the face of the earth.
well, Jesse, I hope you're wrong on that, but we got a lot of problems. Jess, we're going to grab another call, and we appreciate you
I
listening
just
to the
wanted
show.
to vent my. I just want to vent my frustration
Well,
with this
this is
man.
the place to vent your frustrations. Thank you, Jesse.
And thank you, George. Thank you. Have a great Easter.
Likewise.
Okay, another call. Good afternoon. You're on the air. Who we speaking with?
This is James. How's everybody doing?
Good, James, yourself?
Oh, it's living in a dream world here. I'm telling you, it's just amazing every day. You have an F-15 pilot that was shot down. He's killed. One's missing.
Was
let me
one
think.
killed for sure?
Yes. One is KIA.
Did they recover his body?
That I don't know. But now this past week, I think, 10 servicemen were hurt, 3 airplanes were damaged over in Saudi Arabia.
That is
The
correct.
week before that, there was a big discussion, and I still say that I'm right in what I believe. People kind of disagree, but I believe the Gerald R. Ford was hit. It was taken out of service, out of the Middle East. You have it there for a reason. You're moving it, and now you're saying that because of a fire in the laundry room that you're going to be putting it out of service. That's ridiculous. That thing was hit.
Carrier.
And that's a major blow. What's going on is they're not divulging to you just how serious this stuff is, and that's why they're telling you one thing, but the truth is a totally different thing. Sylvia was talking about, especially about this administration. I do believe there's a reason for that, but Sylvia was talking about where they're getting money. The one thing that makes me blow my top is when you go around and you talk to people can't afford health insurance right now. Okay? This is something that was swept under the rug at January 1st. A lot of people, lost their health insurance and changed, and people can't afford it. And where do they have the cojones to try and make cuts already is they're saying that they're not going to back some of the health insurance plans like they would with the health insurance. The government's would pick up some of that. They're already saying that they're going to cut $30 billion in the health insurance, different plans. And that just, you already have people that don't have health insurance. And it just shows to me what you're caring about. You don't care
Where
about
your priorities. James,
Right.
You bring up
And-
an excellent point because a dear friend of mine who she's back out of Allegheny General, one of her prescriptions is $5,000. Now you just imagine we could spend $1 billion a day on a war, right? But we can't help.
It's ridiculous. You pay for this, and you pay more and more, and you get less and less. and there's nobody that gives a rip. That is what gets me. They don't give a care, and the people that they set around that table are so incompetent. Christy Nome, Pam Bondi, these people are incompetent. And then you have the guy, the drunken Fox News anchor that's going to sit there, and now he's in charge of this, and I'm supposed to feel safe and confident because this guy's speaking. And no, you're in a heap of trouble right now, and it's laughable when these people say, "Oh, the war's going to be over in 4 weeks, and gas is going to be oil. The barrel is going to be down to $55." Oil was never $55 a barrel. It was 73 before it started, and I don't know when you're going to get back to that. And I do believe it's going to cost them in the fall. I do believe that.
I hope
But
so.
one last thing
Please.
is with the caller before me was talking about the Epstein files. Epstein files, yeah, it's something that only half of them are out. But when you dive into that, I do believe that there is a tie in there with Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell and her father and relatives and people. I do believe there's a tie to Israel. And it is very possible that we are where we are at right now because there's some type of dirt on somebody, and that put us in this situation. And I strongly believe the more you read, the more you kind of put, this is a 50-50 chance. It's possible. That's why we're all over there, because they have dirt on us and they want us in this war. But, hey, guys, you have a great Easter.
I
If you
appreciate
forget
it.
what Donald Trump did for you, you're out nothing. You forget what Jesus Christ did for you, you lost it all. So you guys have a great Easter.
Likewise
and,
with you and your family.
George, don't eat too much.
I intend to. My sister's cooking, I'm eating. If Joe's cooking, I'm eating. If Doc's inviting me over and even TJ, I'll drive to Greensburg. Or you too. If you're cooking, I'll be available. Thank you.
Thanks, George.
I almost said Merry Christmas. Happy Easter to you and your family. James brings up something. I just bought gas. It was $4.11. We got another caller on the line?
We do, George.
All right, see what we got, guys.
Good afternoon. You're on the air. Who are we speaking to?
Good afternoon, guys. This is Jay. Glad to
Hey,
talk
Jay,
to you.
how are you, sir?
I'm great. Thank you. Your sister brought up a good point. One of the things that they're going to cut is $4 billion from low-income home energy assistance program. I find this deplorable. A country as wealthy as we are that gives tax breaks to corporate CEOs and the top 5% wage earners in the country, that we have to cut $4 billion from low-income home energy assistance program.
Well, the Republicans have been trying to do that forever.
Yeah, and I mean, I unfortunately listened to the replay of his speech Wednesday night. I couldn't listen. I didn't want to listen.
I didn't
to it
listen
live.
to it, but you could.
Well, you know, I don't know where we are as this man as a country, but he's talking about bombing and said he's going to take out electrical grids and take out water supplies. Well, that's going to affect the population of Iran, many of which are not in favor of the regimes they've had.
Those are war crimes.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. I am opposed to what he talked about the other night. And he took shots, and he always does, on President Obama. President Obama had a deal for $1.7 billion where we had aggressive inspectors in that country to make sure they didn't develop nuclear weapons. And here we are spending $1 billion a day, and back then we were spending $1.7 billion a year to make sure that, you know, Middle East and that this country did not have nuclear weapons. I don't understand, you know, what his problem is with President Obama, who took over a terrible economy and changed around, added 15.5 million jobs from 2010 to 2016. And unemployment dropped from the recession we had from 11% to 4.6% when he left office. And he put the most we've ever had, most amount of people in America had health insurance. And he eliminated pre-existing conditions.
Right.
Yes.
And he saved the United States car industry and saved union workers. And by the way, they paid that money back on a bailout. So I don't know what his problem is with Barack Obama, because I want to tell you right now, I'd give my life savings away if I could put Barack Obama back in office today. And I'll leave you with this. Jobs report came out today. I didn't know this, but when you have striking workers, now the Trump administration, when they go back to work, he adds the 30,000 jobs from Kaiser Permanente. He's adding those back into the jobs report for March, and adding those as jobs created, when actually it was the union, the United Nurses Association, the Union of Healthcare Professionals, that bargained their members at an average of an 18% increase in pay, and also better working conditions by getting more staffing so they're not working long, tedious hours. But somehow today, the Trump administration announces that those 30,000 striking workers are new jobs created. There's nothing this man does that is just not underhanded, in my opinion.
Well,
And-
Jay, the other thing, too, that you brought up about, he didn't like jobs reports when he, right?
Right.
Can't trust them.
Can't trust them, right, Doc?
Right.
They were all made up under the Biden administration. Then he wanted to get, he wanted to eliminate any jobs report. We'll do it quarterly. We don't do it monthly. Now he gets a good jobs report, and that's like you said, he's all over every one of our callers, and Marcy, my sister, and Beth, and Jesse, James, and you. It's appalling what's going on in the country. Jay, we're going to grab another caller or two here.
You all have a great weekend.
Likewise, you and your family.
Mm-hmm.
Good afternoon. You're on the air. Who are we speaking to?
This is Ken. How we doing, guys?
Hey, Ken, how are you?
I missed part of the show, but anyway, I know you guys always get a good program.
Well,
a lot of
thank you.
callers too. That's good. Hey, what I wanted to say was that you can't believe anything coming out of the White House, no matter what they say. That's like with the State of the Union. I mean, that was all garbage. He just wanted to hear himself talk. And the deal he had on the other night, the same way. I know you said on Wednesday you wasn't going to listen to it, but you heard the same stuff before. So anyway, somebody did kill Epstein. There was no doubt about it. And I guess the guy got a cake deal whenever he went to prison, and then he's going to kill himself. And them kind of people don't kill themselves.
Well, look at his
anyway,
associate. Look what kind of deal she got.
Yeah. I think they need to look into that more, find out what's going on there, because that's not right. That's just, I mean, he didn't kill himself. There's no doubt about it. And and the air defense, they got over there, they wiped it out. Yeah, they wiped it out. That must have been the Russians that shot that plane down today. And the same way with his nuclear program, they wiped it out, 3-4 months ago?
Yep.
And now they're in there trying to do it again? No, there's something up. I don't know. I think they're just over there spending some money, trying some new equipment. We need to get out of there while we still got live people in the service, because I got to believe if we put boots on the ground over there, they're gonna wipe them. They're gonna kill them. They're gonna slaughter them. But I hope not. But anyway, just like when the school, they hit the school. Well, it was Iran that hit the school. It wasn't us. But then it come out that it was us. But that's a third world country that goes around killing just the public people, innocent people. And it's like they want to take out the power grids. I mean, that's
You're going to make the
Putin.
whole country suffer for one man.
Yeah, that's right. That's Putin in Ukraine.
And that makes it a war crime.
Yep.
Having
well,
the
he's done. As far
public
as I'm
suffer.
concerned, he's already done it. But that's just like with Putin. Somebody needs to step up. I wish somebody would come in and rescue our country.
Well, speaking of stepping up, the only people who's going to rescue our country is us.
Us.
Well, I've heard a lot of angry callers today, Huck and Doc. Turn that anger into votes. Go get 5 or 6 or 10 people registered.
Make a list.
Here's something that's encouraging, Doc. I believe we had 39 Republicans turn back to the Democratic Party last month. That's a start.
Absolutely.
Did we get people registered on Saturday up at the courthouse? Was there some that got registered?
They had registration forms there. They had it at the No Kings rally, and I constantly carry them in my car. I know Tracy does, but today, Ken, you could do it online. It's
We all know
Oh, okay.
how bad that Trump is, and we've talked about him the whole show. But only our actions are going to change things. And I heard a former reporter say, "Well, why? What good is that marching going to do? Down at Five Corners." It's making people aware, and we saw people there that we've never seen there before.
young gold.
Yes.
Yes.
And the other
Yes.
part about getting their energy up is the tsunami that we need to overcome the discrepancy in the voter registration. The tsunami that we need will not be automatic unless each person says, you're not just getting Uncle Harry and Aunt
Yeah,
Joan out,
right.
we're getting 5, 10 other people to trust your judgment. You've got to make
Right.
that list. You've got to talk to them.
Talk to young people.
Especially.
They'll listen. They'll
Okay.
listen.
Yes.
Guys, I hate to wrap this up. Ken, thank you. Happy
Yeah.
Easter to you and your family, and Doc and Joe and all our callers. T, we got what, about a minute?
Yeah, you got about a minute.
All right, real quick, Doc, who's going to win the home opener? Pirates?
Absolutely.
All right, Joe.
It's automatic.
I don't make predictions.
Oh, he doesn't make predictions. All right, T,
You
your
tell me, and I'll
prediction.
make a bet on it.
I'll say the Pirates.
I'll say the Pirates today. You got all the momentum.
I'll bet.
And
on it.
again, I want to thank all the callers. Happy Easter. We'll be back here on the Democratic Hour next Friday. And just like Joe and Doc said, get people registered, go out and vote. We will make a change in this country. Thank you.
You have been listening to the Democratic Radio Hour, heard every Friday at 3:15, right here on 590 AM, 101.1 FM, WMBS.
And we have sun and 77. Our low tonight will be 62, 84 tomorrow with partly cloudy skies, 55 on Easter Sunday, rain in the morning, then cloudy again, sunny and 77 right now outside of our Davis and Davis Attorneys at Law Studios. It is 4 o'clock and time for Pirate Baseball on WMBS.
Pre-game show on WMBS is brought to you by Goodwin Como Attorneys at Law. When you need award-winning local attorneys, look no further than Goodwin Como. Righting wrongs.